Welcome everyone to the Joint Legislative Government Accountability Committee. I'd like to thank everybody on this committee for all their work. And I'd just like to point out that we have our partners in this process with us at the table, Commissioner Reardon and Secretary Lundeville, and welcome. We really appreciate the collaboration that's going on here. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the immediate past chair of this committee, Representative Donna Slaney, for all of her work. Thank you very much. I think that you all have documents in front of you now. I'd like to just give you a brief overview of how this process came about. This committee came into being 2 years ago on the premise that we should be looking long-term at how to deal with our budgeting priorities. And we have reviewed a significant amount of documents that have been created over the years that were pointed at how to do that. So we reviewed those materials and really put them into this effort in a total way. We have been working since September with Public Strategies Group and a small liaison group from this committee, and this is the result of that work. It's been a very collaborative process, and many staff people have put their ideas in, and I think that the central piece here right now is that this is an agreed amount, a package of ideas that has consensus and agreement between the legislature and the administration. The numbers that we're talking about today are agreed to and consensus between the Office of Finance and Management and Joint Fiscal Office.
The last almost 5 months since we've been meeting on this, and I think we started all initially somewhat skeptical, and we ended very optimistic. And it's been a long road between them, but the partnership that we've developed over the last 5 months has been a real one, and we hope it continues for the months and years to come. The challenges that we face, of course, are much larger than $38 million that we have today. We're really looking at a $150 million gap this year. But the challenges that we put forth and the savings that we found for this year make an incredible first step and on a long road to resolving the budget gap this year. And it's a great step. And we're very pleased to work with Cindy, Army, and their other partner, Jeff, who have done great to help us facilitate discussions and suss out new ideas from the diamonds in the rough that we had. So with that, Jim and I both thank you on behalf of the administration and the governor for the opportunity to sit with you today and for the months of collaboration that we have had.
Thank you.
The one thing that you'll note right away is that these are not proposals. That the necessary work to shape specifically what should happen has not been done here, and that's for a very deliberate reason. And that is, such proposals are best developed by the professionals in Vermont state government who work day to day with these issues and who have the most knowledge and skills for doing so. Not our experiences. We have consultants bring in fully hatched proposals from the outside, even if they're things that have been proven in other states or other environments. They're not as powerful or as well accepted as they are if the people who actually are responsible for implementation are intimately involved in developing them. So rather than proposals, these are challenges. What the steering team is recommending to this committee today is that there are excellent opportunities for spending less money and getting better results at the same time. So the money, we know, is is going to get cut someplace in the budget. As Secretary Wonderful said, there's a gap of $150 million. The question is, will all of that cutting hurt Vermonters, or are there some ways in which this can occur that actually benefit Vermonters, where they get better specific results from services? And this is a package of challenges where there's very, very good reason to believe that even as less money is spent, better outcomes could result by redesigning the way that services are delivered. Now, this room is filled with people who are obviously very interested in this issue, as well they should be, and among them are advocates and lobbyists whose job it is to protect certain things about the status quo. So you're likely to hear a lot of criticism of these challenges, especially because they don't have fully developed, detailed implementation plans. They are really just a challenge. And I think what's the issue that's in front of the committee today is, do we want to challenge our colleagues and the executive branch to flesh these things out so that at least for $38 million of the FY11 budget, there's a hope that Vermonters could get better outcomes because we're redesigning the system. With that introduction, we'll go through specifically what some of these things are.
And we're putting the customer first.
Good point. I'd like to build upon what Army has said and express appreciation for you allowing us to be part of what we consider to be a very historic event. All over the country, states are grappling with budget shortfalls and finding ways to cut. And very few states are actually looking at ways to reform services to get better results for less money. And even fewer states, in fact, this may be the only state, at least of which I'm aware, that has worked together both across party lines and across branches of government to come up with a consensus package of reforms that promise to get better results for Vermonters at less money. So thanks.